People who knew celebrities before they were famous, how different do they act now? I worked at this indie record store called Vinyl Dreams when I was 20. My manager, Rick, was this old-school music junkie who knew every B-side ever pressed. He'd test new employees by playing obscure tracks and making you guess the artist. If you got it wrong, you worked extra shifts until you learned. This awkward girl, Mia, started coming in every Tuesday. Super quiet, thick glasses, always wore the same oversized flannel. She'd spend hours in the singer-songwriter section, flipping through albums like she was studying for finals. Rick called her the Tuesday Ghost because she barely spoke above a whisper. One day, she approaches the counter with this stack of vinyl. Joni Mitchell, Carole King, Laura Nyro. Real deep cuts, not the hits everyone knows. I'm ringing her up when she goes, "Do you think they take demos here?" Rick overhears and laughs. "Kid, we sell records, not dreams." But something about her voice made me curious. "You write music?" She nods, pulls out this beat-up notebook covered in coffee stains. "Just songs, probably terrible." I convinced Rick to let her play one song on the store's old acoustic guitar. She sits on this milk crate, tunes for like 5 minutes, then starts singing. The whole store went silent. Customers stopped browsing. Even Rick put down his inventory clipboard. Her voice was pure magic. Raw, emotional, like she was pulling words directly from her soul. "Holy shit," Rick whispered when she finished. "You wrote that?" Mia's face turned red. She packed up the guitar and practically ran out. Next Tuesday, she's back. This time she brings more songs. Rick starts letting her play mini concerts during slow afternoons. Word spreads. People start showing up just to hear the Tuesday Ghost perform. I became her unofficial manager, set up her first real gig at this coffee shop down the street, helped her record demos on Rick's ancient 4-track, even drove her to open mic nights when her anxiety got too bad to take the bus. Rick treated her like family, let her use the store's address for fan mail, displayed her homemade CDs by the register, called her his little songbird. Mia used to tell me about her dreams, wanted to write music that made people feel less alone, maybe play the troubadour someday. We'd joke about her winning Grammys while I sold her old demos to collectors for millions. 2 years later, I moved to Portland for college. Mia hugged me goodbye, promised we'd stay in touch, said she'd dedicate her first album to everyone at Vinyl Dreams. 8 years pass. I'm at my friend's party when someone puts on Spotify. This haunting voice fills the room. Everyone's singing along to what's apparently the biggest song of the summer. It's Mia, but now she goes by Luna Sky. Same voice, same emotional depth, but she's transformed. Designer clothes, perfect makeup, millions of followers. I binge watch her interviews that night. She talks about her humble beginnings, how she was discovered at an open mic in Nashville. Says she moved there with nothing but a guitar and a dream. Mentions being completely self-made, never having mentors or support. There's this whole segment where she cries about feeling isolated as an artist. How she had to figure everything out alone because nobody believed in her talent. I'm screaming at my laptop. What about Rick? What about Vinyl Dreams? The man who gave you your first stage, who displayed your CDs like you were already a star. Not one mention, like those Tuesday afternoons never happened, like Rick never existed. I found out later Rick had died 3 years ago. Heart attack behind the counter. Store closed down 6 months after. He never saw Mia become Luna Sky. Never knew the scared girl he nurtured became a superstar. I messaged her on Instagram. "Hey Mia, it's Jake from Vinyl Dreams. Rick would be so proud. Just wish you remembered where it started." She reads it immediately. No response. I try again. "Remember the Tuesday Ghost? Rick called you his songbird." Still nothing. Week later, a package arrives. No return address. Inside is a vintage vinyl pressing of her debut album and a note. "For the memories. Hope this covers it." The album's worth maybe $200, but it felt like she was buying my silence. Like Rick's memory was worth a collectible record and a dismissive note. I still have that vinyl, never played it. It's sitting next to a photo of Mia's first coffee shop gig. Rick's in the background, beaming like a proud father watching his daughter perform.